Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been so long since I've spoken to you guys. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so sorry, I've just been so focused on music that I haven't really posted any new videos, but I'm back and I'm going to be posting more, which I'm really excited about. If you haven't checked it out yet, you should, but Reach is now on Spotify and iTunes, and I worked so hard on it, you guys. I really hope you guys enjoy it. There's about, I think, 14 songs or so. I forget, but I wrote a lot of songs. I chose which ones were best, and I want to make sure that it was something that related to anyone that goes through certain things that I go through, or, you know, just has the same kind of emotions or the same vibe. And yeah, so new music is coming up. I'm working really hard on it, and I can't wait to show you guys what I'm up to next. And I think you guys are gonna really, really like it, maybe more than Reach. So keep tuned for that, because I will be making a video on that once I have more details and once I am almost done my music, which I have been working really hard on, so it might be soon, who knows. Today is a different video, and it's something a bit more serious. I was actually inspired by some friends of mine because it's not talked about very much, and it's very different for a lot of people to understand, and some people actually don't even remember that I have it. So I will explain to you guys what that is, and as you can probably tell from the title, it's probably something very few of you have, and if you do have it, maybe this is a good video for you because you can relate to someone. This is so weird to be telling you guys because I usually keep this secretive. Not secretive, but I just don't talk about it. It's just something that kind of bothers me a bit. But as I got older, I realized it wasn't that big of a deal. So that's why I'm sharing it with you guys, and hopefully you guys can raise awareness for people like me and really start a conversation, because it's just not talked about a lot, and it needs to be talked about because, you know, not many people have it compared to people who are either blind or just not blind, or who have glasses and don't. But this is very different from those things, so I will explain. So when I was young, I was in elementary school. I forget what year, but I was very young. I had a surgery. So the surgery was for lazy eye, and it was in this eye, so my right eye. What ended up happening was the doctor had waited way too long before I got the surgery done. There were, you know, worries because I was so young when, you know, my parents and the doctor started realizing something was wrong with my eyes. This eye was wandering, but it would make it so I would always have my head tilted. So I would always be tilted this way so that I could see. And so my parents started noticing that that was really weird, that I would just always have to have it tilted to be able to see. So the doctor waited and waited years before I got the surgery done. And once I actually got the surgery done, I only had about like 5% vision in this eye. So it wasn't a lot of vision, but it was still a little bit. Like, I can't see out of it, but it's like, you know, it's there. It mostly captures like shadows or some stuff like that. But yeah, he waited long. I got the surgery done. I wore a patch for years, and it didn't do anything. And so then my parents had worries because they thought maybe the doctor waited too long about my eye surgery. Maybe it made it so that I can only see out of one eye for the rest of my life, which turned out to be the case. So this doctor, I don't see him anymore, but he was working with me since I was like maybe 4 months old. Like, that's how young that my parents noticed something was wrong. And so he had been working with me since I was like 4 months old, and I always wore glasses. It was not only to help protect my eyes, but to kind of see if I would be able to regain the eyesight in the other eye, but also because my other eye, um, it has a hard time seeing as well, but just not as much as the other one. So as I grew up, I, you know, it was almost like I got used to it. So I only see out of one eye now. This has prevented me from driving. It is very scary to drive with one eye. And when I say that, I don't mean I have a fake eye. This is my real eye, and the surgery was they reattached. It was basically they like fixed up some muscles in the back of my eye. They put some stitches to make my eyes go, together at the same time, but it was also supposed to correct it. It was supposed to make it so that I could see again, which didn't happen. But now a lot of people have questions, Some people ask me all the time things like, what's it like living with just seeing out of one eye? Or are there things that bother you about it? Or I get a lot, how can your eyes move at the same time? Or why doesn't your eye look different? So I don't know if you guys can see, but there is a slight difference in my eyes. So if I look close, so this eye is more like, it's almost like lower, and you can see it traveling a bit. I'm looking directly at you right now. So you can see how it's just kind of, moving up a bit. This one's just focusing on you. And that's because this eye is working, but this eye isn't. But because I've been living with this for years, since I can remember, I don't even remember what it was like having vision in both eyes, because it was just not for very long. Because once my brain realized that my eye was shutting down, it couldn't see, so it focused more on the other eye. So now I see only out of this eye. So I not only have to wear glasses for the protection of this eye, but it's also to correct it. My dad used to have to sit with me a lot, and he would have to try to get me to read or make me go to school with one patch on my eye, which was my good eye, this eye. It was really difficult, and it just didn't work. So I was constantly cheating. I was constantly, removing the bandage or whatever. And that's when the doctor realized it just wasn't going to be fixed. So I just I learned to live with it. Sometimes I knock into things, or sometimes my friends will be next to me and they'll be on this side of me and they'll make some sort of look, or they'll be like, hey, listen to me. But I can't see them waving, or I can't see on that side. So a lot of people will think that I'm being rude, or that I'm just not paying attention to them, but it's actually because I can't see on this side. So I always have people on this side of me so that doesn't happen, because I know that makes them angry sometimes. But family-wise, no one really paid attention to it growing up. I was just it was like I was any other child. My parents did not treat me differently because of my eye. And that was something that it helped a lot, because it made it so that I grew up not, being so afraid of not being able to see out of my eye. It made it so my parents could show me that I could do literally anything with having just one functioning eye. And sometimes it's funny because I'll be playing with my brothers or something, and they will actually forget about it, and they'll give me a signal, or they'll be like, hey, you almost knocked into this, what's your problem? And I just have it in the back of my mind, yeah, I know this happens because I can't see out of that eye. And it's just really funny because they're always just looking at me like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And I'm like, yeah, it's true. So it's honestly, it's just fun to me. Not fun that I can't see, but it's just like I try to make it as funny as possible, because making it sad or making it, frustrating, that's what gets me. Um, it just gets anyone too emotional, and it shouldn't be emotional. Um, yes, there's people who can see out of both eyes. They have 50-50 vision. They're great. But you know what? It doesn't really make a difference to me. Yes, it does stop me in some things, like driving. Personally, I have really severe anxieties, so I just don't like to drive. But it does make it difficult. I'm constantly not being able to see my distance well. I can't see on that side of me, which is the most important side. So it's very, very difficult, but I've gotten used to it. And if you are struggling with, blindness or one eye blindness or even just wearing glasses, it's okay. A lot of people suffer, and just take it lighthearted. That's all I have to say. Just take it lighthearted. Don't make it a big deal. Don't make it a scene. Don't treat it like it's something that you should be really sad about, because you shouldn't be. It's okay. And people love you anyways. People forget. People don't even realize half the time. And it's gonna be okay, I promise. And if you're having a hard time with my boyfriend has really annoying birds. Anyways, if you are having a hard time with this, I suggest that you really do see a specialist. That's my biggest tip. Yes, my eye doctor was a specialist. I'm not faulting my doctor. I know he did the best he could, and I do know he cared. And I'm not faulting my parents either, because you know what? They did an amazing job, and I'm really proud of them for having gone through that whole thing. I mean, I can't imagine having a kid and having to struggle to find a way for my kid to see again in one of their eyes. So, big props to them. They did an amazing job. So, any parent that's struggling with their kid because they have sudden blindness or they have to wear glasses and they're having a hard time with their eyes, keep it positive, because keeping it positive is the only way to really help your child. And honestly, even if surgeries don't work, even if glasses don't work, stay positive, because imagine how the child feels in that position, not understanding what's going on. Especially at my age, I was so young. I had no idea what was happening. All I thought was, I'm going into surgery for something. I didn't even realize. But that's because I didn't understand at that young of an age. And now that I get older, I can start to understand. And just to demonstrate to you guys what it's like seeing with one eye, I have a little plan. So basically, I'm going to show you guys in a very, very short clip what it's like to have vision in one eye. I will be right back, and I hope you guys enjoy this. All of these hate crimes you shouldn't fight. You shouldn't care about what you wear. Shouldn't care if you love to swear. Where are these rules I just cannot bear? baffles my mind, so many suicides. No one by the side of president lies, and all of these hate crimes shouldn't divide. It baffles my mind, so many suicides. No one by the side of president lies. So this is how I see on a regular basis. Now what I did to show you guys this is I wanted to see myself, if this is how I can see. And it's scary. It kind of triggered me. I put a sticky note up to the camera, but I only put it halfway. What you're seeing right now is what I'm living with. And as scary as it might look, and it's I'm shook. I'm really shook, and I don't use that word very often. I am completely shook because this is my reality and this is what I see every day. So the blurred side, as you can see, I made it so that you can see a bit. It's kind of transparent. And the reason for this is because I can see things in light, but only shadows. So it's constantly going like this. Because when I'm not in the light, it looks like this. But when I am in the light, it looks more like this. And it kind of waves back and forth, just like what I'm doing. But this is what I see. So when I do my makeup, I'm constantly having to go like this. But I can't do that for the other side. So it's very difficult to even do my makeup. Which is silly, but it's real. I'm constantly tilting my head like this still, just to be able to kind of see more than I can see. And my hair is always over my eye like this because I like the style, but also because I can't see out of it anyways, so, you know. But, yeah, this is my reality. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's probably a little bit depressing or whatever, but it's not meant to be. It's really to raise awareness. And for anybody, I mean, there are some people who live with this day to day. This might inspire you to kind of, you know, be more proud of yourself. Be proud that you can't see as much as you can everyone else, because you have so many other features that are amazing. You know, maybe you love more than others. Maybe you care more than others. Maybe you're smarter than others. Who knows what your strength is? But seeing is only a portion of life, and that's what you have to realize. It's only a portion. Yes, it's nice to see things. It's also nice to smell things. It's also nice to hear things. Whatever you're dealing with, there's a way around it. So just remember that. I'm so sorry you guys had to hear birds in the background this whole time. It's frustrating me. But I can't wait to see you guys in another one of my videos. I hope you guys got to know more about me and you guys can share your stories. Who knows? We all have a different story. We all have different things with our lives, and that's what makes us who we are. And I'm very proud of anybody who is sharing their story. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and join the Heidi Shai clan. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the week. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon.